Satan way. Oh, should pray to God to be free, free. Anxiety, it freaks me out. It's driving me, it creeps me out. Inside of me, can it keep me out? I'm going.
Welcome to BAM. This is Being Anxious Me. I'm Brian Ramirez and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. So basically what this YouTube channel will entail are different methods that you can implement in your daily lives, how to dissipate your anxiety. We all have anxiety at different degrees, and sometimes it gives us anxiety in itself. We have depression, performances, anxiety, all kinds of them. We have focusing problems. We have academic enhancement problems, as well as identity, spirituality. I'll teach you how to meditate if you haven't meditated before, which will always help with your anxiety, different tactics that you can use on a daily basis. So where this is coming from is, years and years of feeling anxiety myself. And you can't really just dive in the water because it's kind of hard. So, little by little, we have to desensitize ourselves. And that way we can find a path and a method that we can always, grasp on as our fundamentals to lower our anxiety. Right now, I've been working on myself for about 5 years. So with this experience, I'll basically, go through my experiences, what I've learned, my teachings, my lessons, what I can and will give out to, everybody that has been dealing with anxiety, just as I have. So, from years and years of caveman style years, if you like to call it, it's more a genetic predisposition. So if you're interested in evolutionary science, you can always read books about evolutionary genetics and stuff like that. And good ones are The Red Queen by Matt Ridley, The Selfish Gene by Richard Dawkins, and Bonk by Mary Roach. So those are a couple of ones that you can actually use. So what happens when we are going through this anxiety feeling that we always have when we see an attractive person, or when we're about to get on a roller coaster on a ride, or someone's car that, they actually drive too fast, our reticular activation system, and you can look this up as well, RAS, they expand and they send information into our brains through our eyes and everything like that. And basically what it is we're thin slicing. And this is due to our fight and flight responses, as well as freeze. And this is through our sympathetic nervous system. And it's really interesting on how you see different things at different degrees, because it's all about focus. And basically, if you learn how to focus, you learn how to lower your anxiety at any time, at any given time, because there's meditative responses that we have when we feel anxiety. And it's basically our survival mechanism, so we can always have this idea of, yes, we will survive on to the next generation and our family lineage. So an example that happened to me was that I was coming from a party at 2 o'clock in the morning, was coming down the street, kind of inebriated, and I see this guy coming on a motorcycle, and he's about maybe 3 yards away, and I knew it from the moment he came, and at that time, that something wasn't right. I got mugged at gunpoint, and I knew that I shouldn't have been there at that moment, but we always have those aha moments. It's almost like deja vu, but it's basically our brain registering information from that moment. So a great book that you would, I would recommend actually reading if you were really interested in how to lower your anxiety is Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. And what he talks about is how you have police officers, and in the moment it's almost like 2 seconds, right? You go boom, boom. And it's so funny because you see these gunfights and they feel like they last forever, but really it's like 2 seconds. And it's almost like you see it in slow motion. It's almost like The Matrix. So another book that I would recommend, and it's almost like the idea of meditation, but the practice of focusing through meditation. So it's like the scientific form of meditation. And it's called Open Focus, right? Open Focus by Les Femi. And they talk about 4 different kinds of focus. You have the diffuse, the immersed, the narrow focus, and then you have the dispersed, right? it's kind of different on how you're trying to understand what this objective focus is, right? It's very dispersed, but basically what you're doing is seeing things in slow motion. And this often happens when your five senses are shutting down, right? And you're just focusing on different things. And it's almost like you're in the moment, right? You're present, that meditative state that you're always in. Or, you know, it could be a little bit more narrow and kind of chill, and you have the dispersed focus. And this is almost similar to like a tiger or a lion seeing a gazelle on the graze top, you know, in Africa. He's ready to basically hone in on his prey. So you have an narrow focus, and this is what a lot of people do, and they're always stuck in this focus. And it's basically our heart rates are always speeding up, right? And we're always focusing on one thing. Stimulus such as, you know, TV, the game or something like that, or you're seeing something at work and you're doing, you know, the motions. Basically, it's always like focus on that, and you don't see what's going out on the top. And that's good, but that also leads to more anxiety because your heart rate's always speeding up. So what we're trying to do is kind of level it down at a level that we can always be at. So the diffuse actually does that. It's almost like you're kind of chill, kind of fill in the blaze and stuff like that in the days, right? But you're always chill, and you can see through your peripherals. So you can almost see how you can see an expansion in your vision, in your sight. Last but not least is the immerse, and this is almost like if you ever get like a runner's high, you feel it. You feel the whole entire thing. You're running, you're sweating, and you feel pain sometimes in your ankles, sometimes you feel in your thighs, and it's a little bit different, but you're like focused on that pain, and that's how you kind of get that runner's high. It's really, really interesting. And those are mostly the best categories to put focus in, and once you do all of them, it's called open focus. It's really interesting. I read this book a couple of times. I would highly recommend it. It goes hand in hand with like spirituality and meditation and stuff like that, and of course anxiety in itself, because anxiety is something that stops us from doing a lot of things in our lives, reaching our goals, going outside of our houses. Some people are just claustrophobic. They can't be around people. I'm not really agoraphobia, I'm pretty sure, and it's really, you know, debilitating, and I find it very depressing. And you see so many things go wrong with people's lives just because they stop from, you know, going out of their comfort zone. And basically what these 4 focuses will do is enhance your vision, of course through repetition, because you can't just jump in the ocean and learn how to swim if you never swam before. You know, you got to start slow. You got to start from a pond to a lake, you know, if you can, with safety gear, whatever, and then from a lake to an ocean, and then from there, you know, who knows, you can conquer the world. It's really interesting. So basically I'm out and about what I just talked about. Peace.